Well, hello and welcome to math class. Today we're going to take some notes in our spiral notebook on chapter 2. So if you would open up your notebook, remember we're going to turn to the next clean available page so we can begin taking our notes. All right, as you can see, the title that we're going to write on our notes is it's section 2.1, and it's called Multiplying Fractions. We've been doing a little bit of multiplying fractions in our 5 a day that we do in the morning. So we're going to continue practicing that here. First of all, we need to know the names of the parts of a fraction. If I have the fraction 1/4, we know that the number on top is called the numerator. And we know that the number on bottom is called our denominator. When multiplying fractions, for example, 1/4 times 1/2, we know from practicing in our 5 a day that we take the numerators and we multiply 1 times 1, that's 1, and 4 times 2, and 4 times 2 is 8. And we get a final answer of 1/8. Okay. So if I would give you this problem, could you find the product of 1/3 and 1/5? Product means I'd like for you to multiply and write your answer. All right, once again, we take 1 times 1 is 1, and 3 times 5 is 15. And so our answer is 1/15. Okay, let's try another one. Let's take here 2/3 times 3/4. And if you could, please multiply that for me. Multiply across the top on your numerators and multiply across the bottom on your denominators. All right, so if we multiply 2 times 3, 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 4, 3 times 4 is 12. Now, if you notice, I haven't circled this one because I'm going to wait and have us look back at that. Let's do one more. Let's take 1/2, and this time I'm going to use the times as a dot. 1/2 times 5/6. If you would please multiply the numerators, find your answer, and the denominators. 1 times 5 is 5, and 2 times 6 is 12. And that is our final answer. Now, if you notice, I did not circle that one. And the reason why I did not circle that one is because 6/12 can actually be reduced or simplified, as your book will say. Well, in order to simplify this, I'm going to go to the present that Mrs. Houck gave you, which is your factor sheet. And if you look on your factor sheet, you will notice that the factors for 6 are 1, 2, 3, and 6. And the factors for 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Now this you don't have to make up on your own because you already know that I gave those to you on that piece of paper called your factor sheet. If I look at these, the greatest common factor that they have is 6. So that means I can reduce or simplify that fraction. I'm going to divide it by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1. Pencil doesn't work here. And 12 divided by 6 is 2. So my A plus answer is going to be 1/2. All right, so I'm moving my up here. Let's try another problem here. I'm going to give you the problem 3/7 times 2/3. Find your answer. 3 times 2 is 6. 7 times 3 is 21. Pull out your factor sheet for me. Look at the 6 and the 21 for me and find the greatest common factor. Once again, if you look at your factor sheet, it should look like this. The greatest common factor they have is the 3. That means I'm going to divide by 3 here and here. 6 divided by 3. Well, let's see. 3 is 2. 21 divided by 3. What does 3 match with? It matches with the 7. So my final answer in simplest form is 2/7. Okay, fraction is 4/9 times 3/10. I want you to solve that one, and I want you to solve 6/5 times 5/8. Go ahead and find your two answers, and then see if you can reduce it into simplest form by using your factor sheet. Go ahead and pause your video so that way it gives you some time to do some work. Okay, well, hopefully you paused your video and you were able to solve these problems. If you didn't, pause it real quick so you can practice. 4 times 3 is 12. 9 times 10 is 90. If you look on your factor sheet and you look at the 12 and the 90, the greatest factor that you should have found should have been what number? The number should be 6. They both had a GCF of 6. So if I take 12 divided by 6 is 2. 90 divided by 6 is 15. That should have been your final answer. This is a good answer, but this is better. Okay, the last one I asked you to do is 6 times 5 is 30, and 5 times 8 is 40. If you look at these two on your factor sheet, the number, the greatest common factor that they have should have been a 10. So we're going to divide by 10. 30 divided by 10 is 3, and 40 divided by 10 is 4. Good answer, A plus answer. Okay, go ahead and close your notebook, and we will move on to our next thing in a little bit.